You're here at home. Want to talk to you a little bit about Ivory. Firstly, for a lot of people, they know Ivory as a household name, but tell us the background or the history of Ivory, where he came from, and how you came to own a stallion when you said that was never really in the plan.
Yeah, well, we'd never owned a stallion before or competed a stallion before, but Ivory's mother, Ebony, she was a exceptional mare and was going very well and had a leg injury at an early age, and we did have her operated on, and she came back for 12 months, but then she kept going lame, so we retired her, and we were sort of devastated at the time because she was, an up-and-coming mare and going very well. But in hindsight, it was probably the best thing. Otherwise, we'd have just kept riding her, and Ivory wouldn't have come.
What about the decision? Obviously, the combination that the mare had with Lindsay, you kept repeating that breeding. It was obviously working. When you made that decision, what drew you to Lindsay as a sire to bring that horse into reality?
I'd seen Lindsay work, compete for Alan Kendall. Not a lot of times, but I was impressed when I did see him. And Alan offered us, a service fee to the horse, and we took a couple of mares up. And Ivory, because Ebony was such a good mare, I started on Ivory very early, and right from the outset I could see there was something special there.
What can you tell us about those early days when he really started to, blossom or become, more than another good horse?
Yeah, well, he had his first run at 2.5. We started competing him at 3-year-old, and he never missed an event from 3-year-old until now. And he was an open horse before he was 5. He'd won, I think, 9 opens or something before he was 5-year-old, and won Open Horse of the Year. So it was just, a lot of horses start off well, and then they go through a bit of a lull, but he just never backed off. He just kept going from strength to strength all the way through.
The program here, I guess, is it's a lot of work between now and February. We're in November, so you've got a lot of work with young horses, I guess, between now and then.
We've just brought the young horses back in to start working on. They were broken in June and had a spell for a month, and then went out for a while and came back in. So this will be their 3rd trip back in, and there is another draft on in a few weeks, but we might have to put that off so as we just get the time and the effort put into these sale horses so as they're right for sale.
What are the basics that you like on your horses, to build a platform for a competition horse later on? What do you do with your young horses before they go to sale?
Yeah, well, just a lot of riding, just put the miles into them and just bring them along steady. But I found with our young horses, the Ivory horses, they like to learn something new every day. You don't have to push them, but if you're just showing them new stuff, they just pick it up, and they seem to be calmer and steadier if you're teaching them new stuff rather than going over the old stuff all the time. They just seem to want to learn something new each day.
Well, Nigel, we're here with Ivory now. He's you're saying he's obviously just recuperating from a bump on his leg. That's the first time, I think you said, in 13 years. He's now 16 years of age. 13 years that he's been on the truck every week that you've been to a competition where he can compete. What is there left for you to achieve with this guy as a competition horse? Is there anything else left?
He sort of pretty much won nearly all the big ones. There's just the Chinchilla Grandfather Clock that he hasn't won. But it doesn't really matter if he does, it'll be good, but we're not really worried about it. He's won enough, he's done his job, we don't ask any more for him or expect any more.
Well, Carol, we've talked a lot this morning about the great combination that Ivory and Nigel have managed to achieve, and it was obviously a really proud day as a mother to see young Jack have his first run, I believe, the other day on Ivory.
Yeah, at Tubble, but I'm really looking forward to watching him at Landmark. It's going to be very exciting for both Jack and myself. We've both been joking about it and really looking forward to it. It should be wonderful. Very proud.
You've come up with a selection for the 2014 sale with these three that we're holding here. Do you want to just tell us a little bit about these and their breeding?
Yeah, well, Joel, we've got 3 2-year-olds this year because we've sold everything down to the 2-year-olds. The bloke that Joe's holding there, he's a colt out of a mare called Scarlet, who has been a very good mare line for us. They've had all quiet horses, the kids have been riding them, and our youngest boy's claimed the older brother, so he should be a good prospect this year. The bloke you're holding, he's actually out of a mare that we bought from Landmark 3 years ago, and she missed the final of the Classic by 1 point when she went back, and she was actually in foal with this fella at the time. So he should go all right.
The horses that we can see in the background here, Nigel, just they're the up-and-coming horses. Just tell us a little bit about them and the breeding that's in them.
Yeah, well, they're all ivories. There is a full-brothered ivory there, but all the rest are by ivory. A couple more out of thoroughbred mares, and they're all mares that we've sort of ear-tagged to go on our truck in future.
And you've said that there's a full sister to Ivory on the truck at the moment that's recently started her campaign. How's she going?
Yeah, well, the full brother can't fit on the truck at the moment, and we started the full sister. She's been to 3 drafts now, and she actually won the maiden at Oberon a couple of weeks ago, and she's going quite well. And in the novice at Oberon, there was actually 5 ivories in the final of the novice, and you needed 88 and up to get in the final. And then also at Oberon last weekend, there was 7 in the final of the maiden. There was 8 in the draft, and 7 of them made the final. So
There's been some great horses, and we're talking before, in days gone by, because of distance, we didn't see a lot of the great horses, and we've talked about the great mares like the Breezettes and the Romances and the Mystics and the Amigas, etc. A lot of us in today's age have actually had the opportunity to see some of these great horses like Ivory. What would you like him to be remembered by, or how would you like him to be remembered as one of the great horses in the sport of camp drafting?
yeah, well, like you said, I didn't see a lot of the top horses, the older horses, but I did see Breezette and Romance and obviously Conman, and you know, they're great. They're all great horses, and there's that many good horses around now, and it just shows that, you know, sort of people are putting the time and effort in, and the standard of camp drafting and horses in general have just lifted out of sight, which is a good thing for the sport and the industry. And yeah, like Ivory's just been a family member to us, and you know, he's just always been a trier and just got a huge heart, and he just never stops trying. So, you know, I'd like people to remember him like that.